Real quick, let's just do a bird update again. I was very worried this morning because my guess, and it seems my guess was right, was that one of the brown browns was egg bound. Which means 1, 2, 3. One of those. Am I sure which one? Sadly, no. It was distressing and I forgot to check the leg band. But, they were nose down, butt up, and Skeksis wouldn't leave them alone. And so every time they were getting chased by Skeksis, the rooster, they'd just start rolling like a little roly-poly, you know? Poor baby. So I put Skeksis inside. And I might be completely over it with Skeksis. That's a possibility. I don't know about that. I did also update the roof a little bit. Getting the corners a little more enclosed with roofing signs that were literally in the mud up near my uncle's. Like, I didn't pull these advertisements down. They had blown over and were sitting in the mud. So, just so you know, I'm not pulling anything out. Just cleaning up. I couldn't find their propping metal either, just the plastic. I might have a couple more around. I thought I had more, because I really cleaned up a few more than that, but anyhow. So, the brown browns are all doing fine. I was very worried I might come home tonight to a bird that needed a whole lot of medical care. But she got her egg out, and she's okay. So while I was at it, I de-winterized the coop, which mainly just means taking the heater out. The night times are no longer dipping below freezing, and I just really wanted to reference this for spring. This is how I got this cord in here. Right there. There's an opening that's pretty raccoon proof, but good for the wire. And then I had this clamp up here holding it. So my plug is a little bit sun bleached, and I'm seeing ants on it, which is terrifying as always. Friggin' ants. So I may do a little bit about that while I'm at it too. But that I took the lid off too. The lid is necessary to hold in just enough of the heat to allow it to defrost. And also I put my defroster, which is over here, on top of, and it was algae-like, so I had to clean it, but I put it on top of a porcelain bowl that it did crack, but it kept it from melting the bucket. So there's that. There's these bits and bobs. There's this defroster and the plug. So that's all it takes to winterize the coop for the most part. I am going to have a better roof clearly by winter, and maybe a little bit more in the way of walls going around, because I think the damp floor, the fact that I could not keep the floor dry enough, and these different chips, which are staying better dry, I think all of that combined will do a better job for their health for winter, because we did have a few toe injuries over the winter, unfortunately. Nothing major enough that it's more than just a minor limp, so we're doing okay, but it's, imperfect, and everybody still seems really happy, so it's okay, I think. Tell me if you feel differently, I guess, but, be polite. I tried really, really hard. It's a learning process for me to keep them in this happier setting, because the hutch is not a happy place for them, and it's hard to tell if their toesels get a little bit too cold. It's just hard to tell. So we got different bedding, and I like having the full open top for summertime, because then I can just get but I do have to have the metal over top. You can kind of see there's fencing over top of it, so nobody falls in and drowns, because they can fly. So what I'm going to do is just keep that like that, and then I can go from this side over here and take the watering can and just pour water right in. And it's a little harder to aim in the wintertime too. So those are some upgrades. I have a couple more bricks under the water that I want to move and just wire the mesh, because there is mesh under there, so that when it gets damp it can just fall through, and that they won't be walking in their mess that's gotten re-wetted by the drip all the time. They're liking digging through the wood chips for their feed that I put down there, so that's nice. I do put their feeders on top of rocks. Flat, like flagstone type of rocks are pretty common here, so they're free to me. I just dig them up and then I have them. And you can kind of see Splotch is sitting on a rock there. But I think next time, when I rake this back and dig out some of the subflooring again, because there's a whole lot of older wood chips underneath that are the darker color. Next time I rake this back and pull more of those out, I think I'm going to put the chunks of bark as the base instead of the rocks, once I get it down to the level I want it to be. So, yeah, you can really see everybody's really happy in here, so I'm loath to bring them in to more of a hutch environment if I don't have to. But we did have some imperfection in that. It's difficult. It's a difficult balance. So I only got one egg today, and it may have been that egg-bound egg from one of my brown browns who was really struggling this morning, that I was really worried about, but she got it out. I had put this down so that she could get water a little easier, but I think the magic trick was to put Skeksis in the sick pen inside and to just get him to leave her alone so she could de-stress and just finish pushing the egg out. But if he's going to cause them that much trouble in their older age, he's a decision point at this point. We'll see. Everyone's really peaceful without him because he spends so much time chasing them. But yeah, this is the cliffside. Thank you so much for visiting the Quail at the cliffside. And just some notes as I deconstruct the winter setup so that I can come back to it in late fall and prep myself up for that when it comes up. So I hope you're having a really good day. Yeah, this has been permaculture, mostly quail. Wow, look at how showy those blackberry flowers are. Look at that. Take care. Bye.